And we're back with more Grim Fandango. Just made it to year 4.
Alex, you had mentioned on our break that you were the master of playing through this game the most quickly.
That's right.
I think you should talk about that, because when I played this game, I think it took me a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm interested in playing the remastered version to see how long it takes me. I think it'll be, 12 hours or more, but when we were in test, obviously we're playing it, every single day, so we know it inside and out. But when a brand new build came down, we always had to play through it from beginning to end. And I was the person that always ended up doing that because I could do it the fastest. And I got down to just a little over an hour playthrough time. I want to say like an hour and 10 minutes was my fastest time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was something else. I mean, I knew the whole game, like instinctually, and now I barely remember any of it.
You must have been able to skip through cutscenes or something.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah,
and you can skip dialogue too.
I think the cutscene tape that we received, so we could watch them, I want to say it was almost 2 hours long.
Oh,
It was
cool.
It was like an hour and 45 minutes or something.
That's really
Good
cool.
lord.
I'd like to watch that. I mean, I guess we're watching it right now.
The Glottis tumbled down here. Let's see what can we do here? Where you at, Glottis?
Oh,
Did I just skip dialogue next to it? Guess not.
looks like standard DoD issue.
It's funny because Pete was always great at knowing. Not only would he know it was going to slip, he would always say, no, and then he'd spew out a date, and he was always within weeks. He always, and sometimes that date was way past where we were being told the date was. In fact, it always was. But he was always right, and I don't know if it was just a sixth sense or if it was.
Well, I
him
remember
putting it together.
I remember specifically what you're talking about. I'm not going to be completely correct, but early in the year, I predicted that it would be June.
Yeah.
Which was about 2 months past our deadline, and I felt very bold doing that.
Totally.
But I felt pretty on solid ground doing that. Of course, this was internal, just within the sound group.
Yeah, we never would say
share
that
this
to you.
with other people. And Pete immediately fired back, "Day of the Dead." We all said, "What? Day of the Dead? What is that? November 4th?"
Yeah, like 4th or
Yeah.
5th.
Yeah.
November 5th.
And so, you know what? He was within. We'd have to look at Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Do you remember the release date? I don't.
Oh,
remember.
it was October 20.
He
Oh
was-
man,
he
it
Close
was,
enough.
He was
it was
within
October.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He was within a couple of weeks, and that was about March that he did that.
Oh
And
wow.
it's quite amazing
Yeah.
that he was able to see that distance. I don't know how he did it, but he said it with conviction too. That's the funniest thing of all, and he ended up being right.
That different box? That's the same one. Okay.
It's full of caskets. It's full of caskets.
Well, look who it is.
Bruno Martinez? You were the guy who packed me in there. You could have at least given me a magazine. 4 years with nothing to read but this damn mug. What are you doing here? And if you were headed this way, why didn't you offer me a lift? Ah! Wait, I'm getting out of here. This world's for suckers.
Yeah. Lucky for him that he didn't have to live in it. Well, looks.
I drink it, but I don't want to get a packing foam mustache. There's some packing foam in here with a Bruno-shaped dent in it. I already got a mug full of that stuff. That's the road we came in on. Nothing out there but snow and a perfectly good pair of sunglasses.
Somewhere. Just,
That's the road we came in
Yep.
on.
where
What's
you?
wrong?
Go up there and see!
Hey, where is everybody?
Waiting area 2.
How long do they have to wait in there?
Until they have tickets. They
Wow.
were issued tickets on the number 9, and they don't have them now. The punishment for selling double-end tickets is very severe.
They didn't sell their tickets. Their tickets were stolen.
By who?
Hector Le Mans stole them to sell to rich people who don't deserve them.
That might be them now. Let's see just what they deserve.
Going down. Dang. Well, that's justice.
It looks a little ungainly, but I bet that hat is really warm.
The guy who played these Peruvian flutes, I believe, is from Peru. To look at the credits again, he lives in the Mission. It's like the whole Grimm score lives in the Mission.
What happened to that train?
Your destiny cannot be purchased.
Damn right.
I don't understand. Why has everyone been detained?
Given a ticket, a soul may not sell it.
They didn't sell their tickets. Someone else is trying to.
Bring the tickets, that is all.
The tickets are in El Maro. How can I get there quickly?
These rails are already there.
Well, thanks for the help.
The gate opens. The gate closes. It does not help.
Hmm. Ooh, that's the way it came from, apparently. Makes sense. This guy.
Oh, not again. Hey, how'd you get free?
I was born free, Boatnik. Nobody gave me no ticket, so nobody can take it away.
So what are you pacing around here for?
Trying to unwind a little bit. All those years circling in one direction. Gotta even out my life in this world before I go on to the next, you know? Well, that ought to do her.
Goodbye, Chapito.
Happy trails, Captain. And thanks for setting me straight back there in the drink. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine.
Godspeed, little angler man. Godspeed. Hmm?
Now that's the ashtray that is the very first shot of the game and the very last shot of the game are the same, just like in Sugarland Express. So the shot of the little figurines around that ashtray is the same as the band that stands around this fountain later.
Right.
That's how you prove that you took at least one film school class in college. You make the first shot the same as the last shot. Basic stuff.
Yeah. That's 101 for you.
Wow, this mural has all the stuff we didn't put in the brochures.
I remember what you said once about playing, I think it was the Day of the Dead theme, and you got the band to play it, and then you asked them, like, hey, guys, would you, something you might play, like, in your own band? And they said, maybe on Halloween.
That's right.
Which it doesn't sound like a Halloween piece of music to me, but I guess they were just saying it was freaky.
Yeah.
Or unusual.
That's good.
I don't need a map now. I'm here.
It's still moving over. Yeah. You know, I think,
I could actually do it. I could walk out of this world right now and not look back. But I can't. I can't do it. I'm not leaving without the people I promised to save.
He's a good guy. An honest man. Alright then. Ooh, hey there. No, I hope I didn't miss any dialogue for trying to fight Domino, because I didn't.
And it's also spiritual in the way that it feels. That's how you feel like you feel like this is the end of the game, because when you get to the part in the story where like people are in the clouds or in the heavens, and you start to hear the pan flute music, you know you're kind of near the end of the story somehow.
Right.
But then you go back and there's a whole nother year, which creates a feeling of the game being super long. Like I'm playing Mario right now, and there's more and more levels. After the end of the story, there's more and more, which makes it feels really long. But if you it ends at level 5, and then there's 2 more levels. But if you had 7 levels, people wouldn't appreciate it. But if you ended at 5, and then you have there's more levels, it feels really long.
It's like it's the encore effect.
That's cool. That's an interesting idea.
These must go all the way back to Elmaro.
Ooh.
One of the core things about adventure games we think about a lot was what is keeping the player going forward, and what is the reward? Because an RPG game, you kill somebody, you get loot, you get items and stuff like that, and or you get rank. So what is the reward for playing an adventure game and its environments?
Yes,
really, it's
it's
unlocking the new environment.
Yeah,
I mean sometimes a cutscene and stuff, but really it's environments and finding a new place.
That's very true.
Well, it's not that I'm afraid or anything, but there are easier ways into the station, and I'm not walking back to Elmaro.
Recently, I was visited by a bird with a human head. Do you know such a bird, Manuel Calavera?
No. How do you know my...
He knew you, and for you, he left this note.
I know what you're up to. I've been watching. Stay there. I'm coming to sprout you myself. Yours truly, Hector Le Mans. Híjole.
Oh my.
I think this is something I should keep to myself. Well,
the gate opens. The gate closes. It does not help.
Glottis.
Hear the name of the Great One. Glottis.
What's happening?
How many days has this grand demon gone without driving?
Well, we've been hiking for months.
Months? Oh, then the noble one will surely die.
But...
Leslie, I remember how you worked to keep everyone together and to help the team snuff out bugs and get this thing finished up. And I have to confess something after all these years, that as we would observe bugs in the game, that translated merely to us as, okay, fellas, we have more time. Let's get back to work.
Yeah.
Let's make this stuff even better. And so we'd see someone's head float off their body and just exit the screen while their body continued to remain on screen. And we'd say, that's at least another month.
So that's how you got more time.
We knew what the schedule was by just simply playing the game.
How did I not notice this was happening to Glottis? Glottis, I'm sorry. Manny. Why didn't you tell me you were sick? Couldn't stop. Have to save everyone. Are you in much pain, my friend? Only because I let you down, Manny.
Oh.
What can I get you? Will anything help? I need to race to fly like the old days, Manny. In the bone wagon. But the bone wagon's not here, carnal. Maybe I'll see her on the other side. Can't we make a new hot rod? Those days are done, Manny. No more hot rod. Hey, what's that red thing? The gondola? Sweet decal work. Listen, fellas, somebody get a pen. There it is, my final work. It could save me if you have the right, fuel. What fuel, Glottis? Glottis, what fuel? I wonder if she blames me. Meche, we have to get back to Amaro for the tickets.
Oh, Glottis.
Meche.
Oh, Glottis.
It looks like blueprints for a rocket sled. They're brilliant.
Yeah, I should have talked to them first, because now I cannot.
Gondolas? I knew we should have checked this side of the mountain before we walked up. Hey, how about a gondola ride, Gremlins?
He's too big. The gondola is too slow.
Well, it's good to know they recycle oil out here at the end of the world.
Oh, that's good.
You can hear your brother's charango in this too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it was a second ago. I think I heard it. It's somewhere in the Mayan train station music.
My joints don't need any oiling right now. How eerie. They have the same tool cabinets as Glottis. How eerie. They lock up their tools just like Glottis.
It's almost as if they're just little Glottis.
It's closed. It's full of rags. Always a good idea to have a clean rag around. Say hello, Mr. Rag. Hello, Mr. Rag. It's the mug rack at the end of the world.
There was somebody that will remain nameless, but I remember they said, because they'd come out of advertising, and they said, well, there's 3 types of animation. There are dogs and cats who chase each other. There are dogs and cats that talk to each other, and then there are logos that spin around. Those are the 3 types of animation. I guess we need to put
that
chains.
made one potentially amazing animator quit.
Yes.
That ended up being
Pixar.
a soup at Pixar. So
Yes.
Wow.
you can do your own homework to find out who that was.
Curious now. Who was it that could have worked at Lucasfilms that ended up getting probably a better job at Pixar? Probably innovating, like just making all great movies.
I hate it when people leave their crusty mugs out in the break room.
Dude.
Hey, my mug's on the rack. I feel like an honorary employee. Sadly, I have no mug to hang. There's a note next to this toaster. To avoid further mishaps, please butter your English muffins after you toast them. Facilities.
Yeah.
Your mother doesn't work here. Since nobody listened to my last warning about keeping this refrigerator clean, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to lock it until some of you grow up. Signed, the Facilities Department. Your mother, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to lock it until some of you grow up.
Alright. What other things do I have in my inventory?
It's a lovely rag. This better not stain my pocket. I'll oil stuff later, once Gladys is okay.
Whoa.
What was in that mug? Something that powerful could fuel a rocket. If only we had more.
Well, I could score you a couple of truckloads if you're interested.
We shoot you
that's
now
it.
like an arrow into the wind. May you pierce the heart of the wind itself and drink the blood of flight. Speed is the food of the great Glottis. Speed bring you life. Come back to us someday.
Yeah, I remember it took me forever to get through this section. A little bit of forever. But, yeah. That was real quick.
You sure this thing's going to hold together?
At least most of the way. Hey, look! We're already to Rubacava. Manny? Manny? Manny, where are you? Manny, I'm frightened!
Oh, Gladys. Whoa.
Rubacava! What a town! Remember the glory days, Manny?
Long gone, my friend. There's nothing here for us now.
Except maybe our old car.
Dios mío!
She's been
booby-trapped.
By who? Who?
So I remember that I went straight to the solution and did not get the achievement.
Poor guy. So nervous. I think he's gonna be sick.
Yeah, this is Alan Blumenfeld, who really brought a lot of heart to Glottis.
Yeah, totally.
He's just a real sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
Don't panic.
Take a look around here first. Hey, Mitchie.
Someone told me like this was the moment they cried in the game, just hearing how scared Glottis was in the scene.
Oh.
Because he gets really frightened. And it's actually a reference to a claim that a babysitter made about me when they were babysitting me. They had said, "Oh, gee, you were so scared when your parents." You would sit there and you'd say, "Mother, mother, I'm frightened." And I was like, "No, okay. First of all, I never said that. I never said mother."
Yeah, that's suspicious right there.
But it got to be this family joke. Mother, I'm frightened. I'm frightened, mother. And so that line actually got in the game.
Hmm. I'm opening up a little packet of peanut butter Ritz crackers sandwich things. A little snacky voo. It's only 8 o'clock. It's not that late. I gotta wake up early, but it'll be fine. Live with it. And get a good job. That's what I gotta do.
Poor guy. So nervous. I think he's gonna be sick. Don't panic. What a trooper. Looks like Domino left his calling card.
But how? I saw him torn to shreds.
He must have done this on his last trip through town.
Oh, dominoes. I get it. I get it.
I think this is something I should keep to myself. That's the folding bridge that connects this pier to the base of the cat track, or at least it used to. Maintenance has gotten pretty lax around here, apparently.
Yo, what's good, Tattoo Man?
I have to say, coming out of school, I felt super lucky to, first of all, be hired by LucasArts by some colleagues of mine who went to the same school, and to walk into this building and see all the concept art for this game on the walls. I was like a kid in a candy store. It was instant, euphoric inspiration, and I just felt like the luckiest guy in the world coming out of school, getting to work on a project of this caliber. It was beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome. Imagine getting a job right out of high school or college.
I think these are binders of tattoo designs. They're labeled not. I don't want to wake up Toto.
I am an artist.
I wonder if Inez has cooled off yet. Hello, operator? Yeah, it's me, Manny. I was just passing through town and...
I am an artist.
Wow, still man. It's a little cabinet.
Not my fault.
I wonder if you could have opened this earlier.
There can't be too much in here. I better save it.
I am an artist.
Artist.
Oh, Toto's plumb tuckered out. No, I don't want to disturb his grumpy little dreams.
I am an artist.
Oh, Toto's plumb tuckered out. That's one old fridge.
Shut your hole.
I don't want to wake up Toto.
Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so what exactly did I get? Is that
Not
like
my
turpentine?
fault.
Liquid nitrogen,
Oh.
not to be used on bone.
Ooh. Oh, hold on. I got another
Well, I
one.
think it's one of the real challenges for adventure games because so many things you make for an adventure game are single use, like single use animation,
Yeah.
single use scenes, single use textures. They're all you do a first person shooter, you do adventure game, or sorry, like a platform or something like that. There's so many animations that get reused so many times throughout the whole game. And an adventure game, a huge amount of it is just custom throwaway, meant to be seen once or twice, and occasionally all the time, like walk cycles. But You know, it's not like Mario. You know, at the time they were doing Mario 64, and it's like Mario has, you know, a ridiculous number of animations, but it's a finite set, and it's like they can all be loaded at all times. In this game, you have to dynamically load all the animations as they're needed, and you have to make sure they're available before they're triggered, so you don't get these glitches, and while you wait for them. And a lot of them are just, they're thrown away. They have to get, every single one has to be individually processed by a human to get them into the game and potentially rigged up. And that's one of the challenges of making adventure games, is that you have all these sort of custom things and you want to reuse them as much as possible. But in order to do that, you have to automate a lot of stuff, automate as much processing as you can. But you still have to have that ability to fix things. You know, in film, we'll fix it in post. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, we'll fix it in the engine, or we'll fix it in the tool, as opposed to we'll fix it in the source art.
And that's the you know, like you can walk to any room you want, and like all the little one-off assets. I think that's a unique challenge, technically, to adventure games that a lot of other games and other genres don't really have to address. But we're constantly like loading in custom stuff and kicking custom stuff out. And on this game, you know, memory is tight. You walk into this room, and we need 16-bit flipbooks of doors opening and closing, and one-off animations of you may go and play the piano, you may not go and play the piano, and there's all this technical kind of tomfoolery going on of trying to get the content that maybe that somebody
might be used,
might not be used. You might just be running through this room to some other room, and it's not like loading up a level in a first-person shooter where you're like, okay, I know what's going to be in front of the user at any one point in time, and we're going to use the same bad guy 50 times over. So I just need to get the stuff to run the bad guy in memory. This was this constant dance of like just-in-time loading and management of stuff, because you could walk into this room and spend 10 minutes in this room and explore every bit of content that this room could offer you, or you could just be running through on your way to somewhere else.
Back to this other puzzle.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's exactly why I always want to find every little ounce. Part of the reason is because, you know, I mean, it's game developers put a lot of time and effort into making this stuff. But more important, and you know, it's want to see as much as I can. But more importantly, I want to just get every ounce of content, every interesting little nubbin from a game as possible.
Manuel Calavera? Well, what happened to the Limbo?
Hate to tell you, Velasco, but she went down at the Pearl. But we found a new ship, the SS La Mancha, and managed to...
The La Mancha? My old rusty bucket. Where is she?
Oh, well, we traded her in Puerto Zapato for a team of sled dogs.
That does it. I'm out of this stinking mob town.
But
thanks for finding my baby, Manny. Puerto Zapato, here I come.
Well.
Mob town?
Tim, how come you know so much about neurosis and psychosis? It's really...
I don't know if this is
quite
all.
striking.
I don't know if any of this is legitimate psychological knowledge or just what I learned from movies.
Well, speaking as sort of a crazy guy myself, it rings true to me.
I don't know what he's referring to.
You'd think after 2 years he'd have the little SS Lumbago's lifeboats on at least. Maybe I'll just finish this for him. I'd drink it, but I'd probably get the SS Lumbago stuck in my throat. It's locked.
Not like there's anything over there anyway.
It shone pale as bone as I stood there alone, and I thought to myself how the moon that night cast its light on my heart's true delight, and the reef where her body was strewn. Ah, not quite the same without old Velasco.
It's like the "I'm frightened" line. I just remembered. I remember where I remembered it from. From Psychonauts. Bobby, I'm frightened. Nope.
I think I offended Tim once when I said, Tim, you should write scripts for movies. This is such a great idea. And Tim said, I make video games. I want to make video games. why are you telling me to
Oh.
do something different? And I felt bad.
You cried that time?
No, I only cry at night, late at night. But I mean,
Tim was often at the office at nighttime. I remember him.
Oh, yes.
Locking his office door and me trying to peek in between the curtains he laid over top of the glass, and he would be in there for days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
When he finally got down to doing the dialogue stuff, I remember that it was always like a pressure valve that blew on him at one time or another, and he would just lock himself in and churn out this amazing dialogue.
No, I mean, I think Tim was a very intimidating person. To try and be funny around Tim was hard because he was so funny, and I never felt like I kind of rose to.
I relied on my funny Canadianness,
right,
and my looks. That was enough.
I think it was, yes, your biting wit.
I think I bested him one time with a facial expression that was not intentional.
What was the expression? Can you do it for the people on the call?
You'll see it in the game if you look hard enough.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh man, the place is vacant.
But it was great. I mean, Grim is definitely still sort of the most satisfying project I think I've ever worked on. It was just a lot of fun, and you know, Cuban actors, American actors, Irish actors, a guy from Hungary, you know, just all over the place, just to bring that sort of diversity to it.
That's excellent.
Looks like it's open mic night. I just can't do it without an audience.
Will I do?
Olivia.
Calavera, what are you doing here? I heard you went pow in Zapato, Daddy.
Well, Hector Lamans tried and missed. Now it's my turn. I'm headed to El Maro to put him out of business.
Manny, that place has changed. You don't know what you're getting into. I'd better come with you. Just give me a minute to get ready.
Okay, but if you hear a loud explosion anytime soon, the trip's off.
I remember some trickle-down drama from upstairs in the test pit towards the end where things didn't seem to be getting done as fast as whomever wanted them to be getting done, you know? And I just remember, like, there was some question as to whether or not we'd have to cut a bunch of scenes or even a whole year from the game, you know, or something, because stuff wasn't coming in.
That was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, I feel like they could have cut the ocean part. They put, like, the important part of it in Rubacava, and then another part in this section. I think that would have functioned well enough. Not saying that's a bad year.
Food waste. As soon as I think of a use for stinky food waste, I'll give it a shot. They still haven't done these? I'm not gonna eat off of dirty plates, and I'm not going to clean them.
Water? No? Okay.
Nothing in the dishwasher. Coffin shooter 1, 2, 3, just pour, chill, and serve. I would, but I hate sucking gelatin straight from the tap.
The only container I got.
That's what the lumbago diorama needed. Fake ocean water. I'd drink it, but I'd probably get the SS Lumbago stuck in my throat. That's what the lumbago diorama needed.
She's over there.
It's locked.
Actually, I think it was funny when you came in and you were all excited about working on this game. Like, I really like adventure games. I want to do this kind of thing. I want drama in games. And I think about Telltale, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty much in keeping. It was a long time ago. But I remember when you came in, it was like your game that you had worked on was like a helicopter game where you
Helicops.
Helicops. And it was like as far different from this as you could possibly imagine a game would be. And I would not have imagined that a person who worked on Helicops was actually interested in adventure games.
There weren't any games like this. All I wanted to do was play with little people and computers, and I had gotten to the point where I almost ended up working on a baseball game because that was the closest thing I could find to little people and computers. And that's when I saw this. I was just like, it doesn't matter. I have to work on this.
Here we are, back here.
Oh, Lola.
Yeah, the sprouting was came later as like a solution to a problem we're having narratively with the game, which is like, how do you make anything matter in the Land of the Dead?
Right.
Like, if you're going up against mobsters in a movie, usually you're afraid they're going to kill you or someone you love, right? Or break your thumbs. And Land of the Dead, who cares? You're dead, right? So we're like, how do you kill people in the Land of the Dead? And so we wanted to have it be that you were essentially brought back to life. Like, it went the other direction. You were returned to flowers. And then flowers become the symbol of death in a weird way in the Land of the Dead. But flowers are such a huge part of the Day of the Dead. Like the marigolds that you use in the Day of the Dead celebration, and the smell of marigolds are like a big part of the ceremony. So it was nice to have them be part of the game too. And then at the end of the game, we wanted to have this thing called the meadow, which was just full of flowers, which hopefully by that time would just look like death to you.
Yeah, that's cool. It's that contrast that flowers are normally a beautiful, life-giving thing, but no. True death, flowers. Alright, so that's everything we can do around here. I think we've got everything we need now. We've talked with everyone. Alright, I'm gonna give it a little savey save. And just kinda...
Those dominoes are like one long fuse. I'm not setting foot down there. The slightest bump could start those dominoes tumbling. I'm not setting foot down there. The slightest bump could start those dominoes tumbling. I don't want to mess up my blade. It would just evaporate. I don't really want to do that. I'm not setting foot down there. The slightest bump could start those dominoes tumbling. I'm not setting foot down there. The slightest bump could start those dominoes tumbling.
What do I do?
That goes to the upper dock, but nothing's docked there now. It's locked, but there's nothing up there anyway. That goes to the upper dock, but nothing's docked there now.
Alright, still the achievements. Pardon all the sound, all the stuttering. Yeah, I mean, it's just hidden.
Don't panic.
What's that?
It's lumbago lemonade. Try it.
Perkly little aperitif, actually. Yes, sirree. Not bad tall. Tell me where you got that right now!
Olivia's kitchen.
Lumbago lemonade!
Manny, aren't we in a hurry?
Don't worry. This won't take long.
Oh, my stomach don't stretch like it used to.
Oh, Gladys.
What a trooper. You really should get back in case it blows.
I'm with you guys till the end. You know that.
He looks like he's about to blow too. So what is that stuff they pack canned hams in anyway?
Ooh.
Good show, my friend.
You wouldn't happen to have a breath mint on you, I suppose?
Ew.
It's not gelling.
It can't gel now. It got all nice and warm in my belly.
I'm really not sticking my hand in there now.
Alright, so I know how to freeze it.
Liquid nitrogen, not to be used on bone.
Hey, good idea. I bet I could keep it down now that it's cold.
Just let me get across first, okay? A parade of bones trapped in a suspended state. Kind of a metaphor for all of us, really, if you think.
Just defuse the bomb, Manny!
Yeah.
Piece of cake. You really should get back in case it blows.
Ooh.
I don't know if people agree with me. That was my idea of what do they call something that makes you barf? Something you take, you drink that makes you. No, not expectorant.
No, it's like
Epicac.
Epicac. That's the
like
syrup.
a verbal epicac.
Yeah.
Manny talks about the stuff they pack canned hams in because it's always grossed me out, that weird gelatin. Everyone would have a different thing that they'd bring up that would make them barf.
Right.
What's yours?
Yeah. Ipecac.
Oh, look at that.
It sounds like what you do when you eat it.
Ipecac.
Yeah.
I don't know how players are supposed to figure out this puzzle that you have to fill the floor with regurgitated gelatin.
I kind of just.
It's not the first thing that jumps into people's minds.
Nope.
Where the hell did you get that?
I forgot
liquid
there was.
nitrogen?
I thought there was. I forgot there was a regurgitated gelatin puzzle in the game. That's a standard thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of showed people my stuff.
Fiendish. Well, here goes nothing.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright. Before I got the vomit. How do I...
I'm not setting foot down there. The slightest bump could start those dominoes tumbling.
No. That's Oh, okay. Alright, I guess I didn't see it. Anyway. Oops. No, not that.
What's that?
It's
Perkly little aperitif, actually. Yes, sirree. Not bad tall. Tell me where you got that right now!
Olivia's kitchen.
Lumbago lemonade!
Manny, aren't we in a hurry?
Don't worry, this won't take long.
Oh, my stomach don't stretch like it used to.
Oh, Glottis.
So what is that stuff they pack canned hams in anyway?
I love how it's immediate. It's like there's no dialogue option. He just says it. I think that's hilarious.
Good show, my friend.
You wouldn't. Hey, good I bet I
Just let me get across first, okay? A parade of bones trapped in a suspended state. Kind of a metaphor for all of us, really, if you think.
just defuse the bomb,
Soon to be known as the blown wagon.
Hey, that's not funny.
Achievement unlocked.
I'd better disarm her first.
That's all I needed to do was just to look at it. I didn't think, like, when I look over here, I thought, I mean, I just need to look higher. That, ooh, yeah, there's that.
I don't know if people agree with me. That was my idea of.
Yeah. Anyway, real quick. No. Let's get going. Let's get going. Back into the bone wagon.
Well, here goes nothing. Looks like Hector's taken over the whole town.
He hasn't had much resistance. There's only one small group who oppose him, and they live out on the fringes of the city.
Places like this, you mean?
I hope they're not hurting Glottis.
Ha. Shows what you know about this group. Their leader is a great man who...
Manuel Calavera, we meet again. I see you have found what you were looking for. How fortunate for you to arrive now, just as we too are about to achieve success. Our army has grown, and right now our top agents are in Hector's weapons lab, about to close in on the enemy in his own den. I couldn't have done it without you, Manuel.
It was a trap.
Stand back. There's only one thing to do.
Thank you, sir. You have saved me. But more than that, you have enabled me to continue to serve the movement.
What did you say about a trap?
Hector uncovered our agent in his weapons lab.
No.
You idiot, Bowsley. Your new lab assistant is a spy. Haven't you ever heard of a background check?
No time to explain. Now I'll have to take matters into my own hands.
Take me with you. I've longed to be of service to your cause for years.
I bet the agent in this photo is the poor guy that Hector just shot. I bet the agent in this photo is the poor guy that Hector just shot.
Remember one day Tony came into the studio and he had a silk shirt on, and on top of the silk shirt he had a sort of a little sweater, sleeveless sweater. And we were recording and it was like, God, what are we hearing? What are we hearing? And the engineer's like, oh, I think it's a sweater. And we're like, hey, Tony, can you take your sweater off? Takes the sweater off. Back to rolling again. Sound's still there. So he took his sweater off and went back to rolling, and turned out it was a shirt that was making the noise. And we were like, Tony, it's the shirt. It's a silk shirt. And so he's like, it's okay. I got a t-shirt on underneath. So he was down,
Just stripping down.
stripping down into his t-shirt, and did the rest of the session in his t-shirt. But that was the thing with Tony, is he just loved, he loved working. And for part of the production, he was shooting at night on a movie, and there were a couple of days where he came in and he only had like a couple hours of, a few hours of sleep. And I remember saying, like, we can reschedule the session, and he's like, no, let's do it. And he always was
Nailed
there
it.
to give it his all.
It's the part of that soldier that didn't get up and hop out of here on one hand. Better save this part from sprouting. Thank you, sir.
You got a hand?
The rest of him has gone to seed already.
One of the standard things that happens in noir is a guy meets a woman that just spirals him into a world of shadows and intrigue and stuff like that. And sometimes it's because it's a femme fatale who's up to no good, and sometimes it's also a totally innocent woman who just happens to be on this path that she's in sort of trouble, and he gets pulled into it. So you meet Meche in this world, and it spins Manny off into this whole different path. But it's really, for some reason, it was important to me that Manny was actually partially to blame, or feel like he was partially to blame.
Right.
Like he thought he had caused her to be lost.
Right.
When it was actually more Domino's fault that she got sent off. He stole her number 9 ticket.
Well, you didn't want to blame the woman, like
Well, no.
say Double Indemnity does, or
Yeah, where she was actually scheming and
Yeah.
and where this is more just someone who Manny feels like he has caused misfortune to come to.
right, or Maltese Falcon does, for that matter. Yeah.
I take Meche to all the best places. Okay, here's the plan. I need a disguise so I can get close to Hector, and a gun so we'll have something to talk about when I get there.
If you figure out that part, I'll go find out where he is.
His casino tower is directly above these headquarters.
Of
All
course.
right, meet me there.
Volunteers quickly for dangerous work. She could be very useful to the cause.
As far as I'm concerned, she is the cause. I wonder if this is little Manny.
I imagine these pigeons being all over the game, everywhere. And they just showed up in a couple places, and it made me sad.
I think I wrote up a crappy bug about that. And I said, we want more pigeons.
Thank you, man. Thank
Closed.
I think we ran into the polygon limit, and we could only have so many. The pigeons
We're
because
alpha flats. There were many alpha
yeah,
flats.
but there were a lot of them, and they were actually some of the highest poly things in the games.
It's my fault.
Because I think every bone got built on the pigeons.
They were actually really fun to animate.
Yeah, the pigeons were a real fiasco.
It's kind of
Sorry,
hard.
Alex.
It was my first experience.
I appreciate this. Finally brings some closure to the pigeon situation.
I think
I'm answering your bug right now.
Right now. I'm gonna
Let's
go
close
back
this
and
bug
check this
out.
off.
That was also my first experience animating something and not knowing how it was going to be used. So that was kind of like a different mental shift for me. And it was just the first time I had to make a bunch of idles and loops or, takeoffs and lands that all had to work together. It was pretty interesting. I remember swearing.
Another one? Is that the same one? Okay. Oh, there's one.
We haven't done it in too many games, but having a year transition between things and changing the location and letting you pick up friends and travel, like, just allows you to have so much character development where Manny and Glottis have now been through a lot of stuff together, and they're in different clothes, which is, they're in different jobs, and they've moved from town to town together, and just starts to build this real friendship between them, which is nice. And I think I realized I'm going to put 4-year transitions in all games from now on, just so we can have that kind of relationship building.
It's my ex-boss's ex-secretary, Ava.
You're never gonna let me forget the secretary thing, are you?
Any messages for me?
Nope. Calls stopped coming for you the day you left. They're still sending you that lingerie catalog, though.
This camera's showing nothing but flowers. Must be another fallen agent.
Yeah, I remember having to get extensions. That was like my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh. No, I would have to go in because I'd be the same thing. Because I always advocate for the artist, and I did. I mean, that's why I loved working with Tim. He's so creative. And so we would talk and collaborate, and then when I'm like, no, look, this is the date, because I'm trying to say the date, and then he did the, the ship story. And so then we had to go get more time. And I was like, well, how are we going to do that? And then he was like, here's my technique. I go into Jack's office, and I stay in there, and I threaten to light myself on fire, and I just scream, and I stay in there until he extends the date. And I'm like, that's a great strategy.
Yeah, it worked.
I know. It worked. Threaten to light myself on fire.
Well,
That's
see,
one
we
of
would
my
never
favorites.
try that in the sound department because Jack would just say, "Go ahead."
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh. Who's the plant nut?
That nut is Hector Lemon's personal munitions expert, Bowsley, a.k.a. the florist. That was his job in the old world, but here he is a botanical weapons expert. This has left him fairly conflicted.
Why does he make Sproutella for Hector instead of our side?
We've been trying to recruit him for years, but his lab is in Hector's tower. He's untouchable.
This scammer sprouted as well. That's 3 LSA casualties in one night. Bet if I could get that plant lover out of there, I could talk him into making a gun for me instead. Nothing to see but flowers. Memo to all agents. Priority urgent. In light of the recent disappearances, all agents are ordered to avoid travel in unlit areas until further notice. Memo to all agents. Priority urgent. In light of the recent disappearances, all agents are ordered to avoid travel in unlit areas until further notice. Hey, Eva finally got that radio working. Calling all cars. Calling all cars.
Manuel, is everything okay?
Just testing the equipment, Sal.
Salvador, maybe you should shut that thing off so we can talk.
Salvador, come in. Salvador? Salvador, come in. Salvador? High-tech surveillance equipment they have here in the sewer.
All right, let's get going.
Oh my god.
Look at that.
I forgot about this side.
That looks like a painting or something. That's cool.
Yeah, this is one of the yeah, when you get a Peter Chan drawing, this one was a Widowmaker as well, where you just thought, how does that pipe go into that?
Things didn't quite line up. I was going to say that environment with the pipes in it, it almost had like Day of the Tentacle or Sam and Max feel to it. There's a lot of distortion in the pipes and felt a little more wacky than what we see in the rest of the environments.
No, definitely.
Hello down there. Ooh, never mind. Go back to sleep, whatever you are. Hello down there.
Oh, Glottis. Doesn't even have any interaction. I guess I'm going in this direction.
I remember the big wall of concept art that was like and 15 feet tall, and you'll see on the internet, probably see some of it on the special edition of these pencil drawings that are and you only get to see them one at a time, but there were hundreds of them, and they were all pinned up to this giant corkboard.
Yeah, it's like wallpaper.
Like wallpaper, yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see this beautiful art transform from these pencil drawings on the wall into the game in front of you, and
it kept the style in a lot of cases. I mean, some of the things were the 3D scenes were amazing.
Yeah, the faithfulness to those original Peter Chan drawings is incredible.
How about this one? Anyone down here? Monsters again? How about this one? Anyone?
Yeah, let's go look over here first. Hold on one moment. Nope.
I think something that helped make this game, one of the secrets to it, is just watching a lot of old movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of this, it's like some of them are references, but a lot of them are like plot elements, ideas of relationships between people. Is the subtle stuff that came out of watching old black and white movies, because they just did stuff so differently then. And I mean, I know there were formula movies back then, but they're not the current formulas, you know, and they're not as pat as the movies you'd watch today. They're surprising. Like old film noir movies have relationships between people that feel really different than modern relationships. Some of them are messed up and based on old social things, and some of them are just like cooler. It's weird.
Well, there's a certain stoicism that you don't,
and a certain
kind of reserve maybe you don't see in characters,
and a little bit of an honesty in characters. Like nowadays, like you don't think the way people talk now. There's different layers of meaning to everything and different subtexts.
Say everything's cool, which means which means F you, which means that no, it's more like things.
So even though they're old, they're very refreshing, is what I'm saying. Like Casablanca has a lot of just honest people talking honestly to each other in a way that's different than a modern movie.
Can anyone hear me besides the scary monster? Dang. Okay, I don't know what's down there, but I have issues with it. Go to sleep, sweet thing. Close your big clear blind eyes. Go to sleep, sweet thing. Close your big clear blind eyes. Shoot! That didn't work.
You know that, but hearing all these names too, I just feel like a lot of times I catch myself saying I went there instead of I worked there, because it was really like it was an extension of college, and it was just everyone, we were all friendly, we all hung out together. So whether we were hanging out at work or at someone's house, I mean, it was just all a blur, you know.
That's funny. I went to LucasArts.
Yeah, Lucas High.
Gotta figure out some way to disguise this pretty face before I hit the streets.
I need a disguise to get in the casino. Oh, hey there.
It's not like Johnny Thunder lets just anybody in his review. No. I mean, being allowed to wear the Johnny Thunder makeup is an honor. Yes. A privilege. Yes. So I said to her, you give me that 10% discount or I'm taking my business elsewhere. You said that? Well, oh yes, I was mad, you know. And then, here's the good part. And then what?
Show business coffee.
Yeah. So I said,
I don't see any place to serve coffee here. A little too hot for my pockets, thank you.
oh yeah. So what did you... I am not kidding. Oh, are you here for the Thunder Boy tryouts?
One of the cool things about this game too is that there's a few characters that actually went through costume changes throughout the game, which was a nice detail.
No, and it really gives you a sense of time, time passing.
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's too bad. Because we just got the last two parts. Maybe next season. You don't.
Oh, what was that?
Say.
Okay.
And the director says, hey, get lost, pal. I am a busy man. Hey, get lost, pal. No autographs. Hey, get lost. No autographs. So then I says, well, I guess so. Oh, coffee, great. About time we got a PA around here. Hey, kid, keep it black and keep it coming, all right? No kidding.
I need to put something in a coffee to drug these mugs.
So then I says,
I just realized how literal it was that I drug the mugs, put drugs in their mugs. Yeah, huh.
Of course, as soon as I save up enough money for a double-N ticket, I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, you are.
You can't just buy a double-N.
No, you can't.
Well, I know somebody who knows Hector Lamans. Wow, you know everybody. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, out of the dressing room. We got all the Thunder Boys we need.
Hey, get lost, pal. No autographs.
Alright, so what do I have here?
I bet the agent in this photo is the poor guy that Hector just shot. Wonder how that soldier's getting by without this arm.
Hey, get lost, pal. No autographs.
It doesn't look like they're gonna... Huh.
Hey, get lost, pal. No autographs.
Hmm.
There can't be too much in here. I'd better save it. I think that would be disrespectful.
Yeah, well, you know, let's respect these guys. Okay, we're gonna put in the coffee. Threaten them with my sight.
I know what you're up to. I've been watching. Stay there. I'm coming to sprout you myself. Yours truly, Hector Lemans.
Where can I use this?
I think this is something I should keep to myself.
Hey, out of the dressing room. We got all the Thunder Boys we need.
That's a very vague.
I wonder how that soldier's getting by without this arm.
Yeah, it's a very vague letter there, so that could be sent to just about anybody. Okay, let's see. I gotta get one of those stupid outfits. Gotta get something to drug that coffee. Or I get them more coffee and I have to take a deuce. Oh, did I get a flower? No, I got a bone from his body. That's right. Yeah, that's how I got the arm. Nothing? Nothing to say, Gladys? Anything else? Oh, hold on. Oh, something. Give something to the bird, maybe?
Any messages for me?
Nope, calls stopped coming for you. They're still sending you that lingerie catalog, though.
Would you like a bone, little guy? Ow! Not one of mine.
In my line of work, you see plenty of that.
Okay, don't bite. This is a note. You like notes, remember?
I sent it to a picture of this guy who just got killed.
Here goes nothing. Go,
Send it
baby,
to
por la
dude.
revolución.
So now he's gonna scare the hell out of this guy. Oh no. Oh, poor little Manny.
One of Hector's messengers. With a message for me? I know what you're up to. I've been watching. I'm coming to sprout you myself. George truly, Hector Lemans. I knew it! I knew he was out to get me the whole time! You'll never find my secret hideout, Hector. You're going to have to find yourself another Flores!
Oh, convenient. Very good timing on that one.
Any messages for me?
No,
Sorry,
they're
Birdie,
still
though.
sending you that lingerie catalog, though.
Oh, and there goes, you. Oh, hey.
Give me that.
I didn't put in too many late nights, but there was one where I was in the office at 2 in the morning, just making notes on the script. And all of a sudden, Chuck Jordan walks by my office and says, "Hi." And there was a way, a way about him that 10 minutes later, I got up from my desk and went over to his office and went in and said, "Did you just get in?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I got in at 2. At 2 in the morning." He's like, "Yeah." And I guess that he'd put in so many late nights that his whole time clock had shifted. And so he said to Tim, he's like, "Hey, is it okay if I just come in at 2 in the morning?" And Tim was like, "Sure."
Alright, well, I'm gonna take a real quick break, and I will be back in a couple minutes. Don't you go nowhere. Want to see a pretty face when I get back. I don't know if you'll leave. And I'm back. Did I get something from him? Oh, it was this thing.
This remote control works the bone wagon suspension.
Not so high! Watch the chrome! Not so high! Watch the chrome!
You know, if I had had a car like this when I was alive, things would have been different. No use for it. No use for it.
That's rude.
Looks like Bowsley broke a canister of Sproutella when he landed. I hope he didn't drip any on himself.
Huh. I want to face.
I really
Okay.
like puzzles where you use things backwards.
Mhm.
Like you
Right.
use the instead of finding it using a metal detector to find something metal, you use something metal to find a metal detector in the kitty litter, and then here you're instead of shooting Sproutella into a bones, you're using bone flakes to expose a Sproutella chain. I love this room. It looks almost exactly like the concept
Right.
art. It looks like so painted.
Or to open a door, you lock it.
Hmm. Maybe that's just the formula for all the puzzles. You do something backwards.
I don't really want to do that.
Not so high!
I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. I saw Bowsley run down here. But where did he go? Bowsley's probably in that maze, but I'd never be able to find him without, well, without something really helpful.
Oh, liquid nitrogen?
There can't be too much in here. I'd better save it.
That's not. Ooh, hold on.
I think that would be disrespectful.
Hold on.
Not so high!
Now that it's up.
Look out!
I think that would be disrespectful. I think that would be disrespectful. I think that would be disrespectful. There can't be too much in here. I better save it. Hello down there. Ooh, never mind. Go back to sleep, whatever you are. The rest of him has gone to seed already. Any messages for me?
No, they're still sending you that lingerie catalog, though.
Memo to all agents. Priority urgent. In light of the recent disappearances, all agents are ordered to avoid travel in unlit areas until further notice. Salvador, come in. Salvador? Nothing else in there besides that agent's photo. Looks like Bowsley broke a canister of Sproutella when he landed. I hope he didn't drip any on himself.
If I touched that stuff, I'd end up with morning glory mittens.
I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. Shoot! That didn't work. Shoot! Shoot! That didn't work. Go to sleep, sweet thing. Bowsley's probably in that maze. Well, without something really helpful. I think that would be disrespectful. Thank you, sir. No use for it. You know, if I had had a car like this when I was alive, things would have been different. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. I think that would be disrespectful.
Watch the chrome!
Bowsley's, well, without something really helpful.
No, watch the chrome! Not so...
I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that.
I already tried this.
There can't be too much in here. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. I think that would be disrespectful.
Out of the way!
I don't really want to do that. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. There can't be too much in here. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. I think that would be disrespectful. This remote control works the bone wagon suspension.
Is something that happened up here now? I should check that before just dicking around like I was. Because some things did change.
And then what?
teacher says... Hey, get lost, pal. No autographs.
I don't really want to do that.
Hey, out of the dressing room. We got all the Thunder Boys we need. Hey, out of the dressing room. We got all the Thunder Boys we need. Hey, out of the dressing room. We got all the Thunder Boys we need.
Maybe I need to show her some of these things. Should I follow the... Maybe look at the cameras again.
Out of the way!
No. There can't be too much in here.
So sad to think that his body is still up in that evil tower. In my line of work, you see plenty of that.
I don't really want to do that. Not right now. Nothing to see but flowers. Nothing to see but flowers. Nothing to see but flowers. There can't be too much in here. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. I think that would be disrespectful. I don't really want to do that.
Can I bring the coffee? That's one thing I can think of that I haven't tried yet.
No kidding. I am a busy man.
I don't see any place to serve coffee here. I don't see any place to serve coffee here.
You don't say.
Oh, coffee. Thanks.
But
Oh, coffee. Thanks.
oh, coffee, great. It's about time. Wow. I am not kidding. So what did you...
I don't see any place to serve coffee here. I don't see any place to serve coffee here. That's no way to treat an
step
agent
out
of the
there at this
LSA.
point.
I think that would be disrespectful. I don't really want to do that. don't really want to do that. No use for it. No use for it.
Have I tried to talk to him when he wasn't down here?
Watch the chrome. Not. Watch the chrome.
No use for it. You know, if I had had a car like this when I was alive,
I'm not trying to...
things would have been different.
The only thing I could think of is that I have this. Now it actually gets higher up. I can't go under it. I can see this.
I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. If I touched that stuff, I'd end up with morning glorying mittens. If I touched that stuff, I'd end up with morning glorying mittens. There can't be too much in here. I'd better save it. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. I think that would be disrespectful.
What am I missing? Is there a puzzle over here that I'm supposed to try and do?
I think that would be disrespectful. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to do that. High-tech surveillance equipment they have here in the sewer.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Hector, I almost have that new bouquet of tulips ready for you.
Listen to me once and for all, Bowsley. You are not a florist. You are a manufacturer of weapons.
But
I don't really think. Okay.
Hector, I almost have that. You, but
that was probably what's supposed to indicate that that's supposed to do the thing.
Nothing to see but flowers. Nothing to see but flowers. Nothing to see but flowers.
Alright, I'm gonna look it up. Let's be in... I don't know what's up here. Oh, okay, I see. There is something. I just completely missed a place that I can just move to. I thought I looked at everything. Oh yeah, I think I feel like I missed it last time too.
So I said.
How do you climb this but not the other thing?
I don't see any place to serve coffee here.
You say that.
I don't see any place to serve coffee here. This coffee's already ground.
There is no. This is a really boring fact. I'm gonna share it anyway. There's no inventory combinations in Grim Fandango. You can't use an object with another object in your inventory.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So if you want to put the bone in the bone grinder, you have to put them in this receptacle in the room. Another weird mechanical contrivance from my own head. A handheld snow grinder that would plug into a giant snow grinder. I'm sure they have those, right?
Wait, what's a snow grinder?
It's like a fake, like to make fake snow for the show. And this is what I'm talking about. You can't use the hand with the snow grinder.
Put ice in it to make
so
snow.
you put the snow grinder down, and then put the hand in it, and then pick it up. And that's how you combine. This is a one object combination puzzle we have. I don't know why the lid on it closes. That was like really important technically.
I don't see any place to serve coffee here.
Let's serve right here.
Oh, what did you do that for?
I didn't.
You melted my makeup. I can't go on like this.
I took you under my wing, and this is how you pay me back. No, it's not like that.
Bunch of losers.
This coffee's already ground.
That's a really hard thing to notice.
This snowmaker is huge, but the grinder part looks handheld. Aha! It's a handheld grinder.
Alright, and Tim gave us a little hint already. This is how you treat a member of the LSA.
I think he'd be happy to know his body was serving the cause like this. This snowmaker is huge. This snowmaker is huge.
No idea what that did.
This snowmaker is huge.
Hey, kid, this is your lucky day. We got an opening, and you're the newest Thunder Boy in the Johnny Thunder Review.
Yes, I've been working for this moment all my life.
Then sit on down. We got to start your makeup. Now, don't go too far. You never know what time is showtime around here.
Finally somewhere different.
Ay, que alivio. I can't remember the last time I had access to a men's room.
But you don't have a bladder. You're a skeleton. Yo, it's that dude.
I relied on Tony Plana to improvise a lot of Spanish. 'Cause I didn't write any of the Spanish
Uh-huh.
dialogue. I'd write Buddy. It was always like, Buddy, hey Buddy, what's going
And
on?
he would
bud?
say
And
F.A.
he'd
or
go, I'm gonna,
something like that.
yeah, let's say Carnal, which is like Carnal was like,
Yeah,
really close, like
carnal, like
of
blood
the-
brother.
Yeah,
sort
blood
of.
brother.
Yeah.
And then it's like I think he calls him hermano, like brother, a few places. And also the Icole. And then there's a really bad word for goat, which he's like, oh, in Cuba, he's a Cuban actor, and he's like, it's not that bad in Cuban. In Mexico, that's a swear word. But I mean, here
Uh-huh.
so there's some Spanish in here that might be not for children.
Need a rating.
Oh man.
You need a rating only in Spanish.
Only in Spanish. Yeah.
I think this is his good side. Going up?
This elevator goes up straight to the penthouse suite of Hector Lamans. Mr. Lamans, he only do the business with the very select elite clientele.
I'm select, and I'm very elite.
You look like you work in a meat locker to me, pal.
These aren't my regular clothes.
Well, when you get your regular clothes, I'll give you the regular treatment.
Out of my way. I'm in show business.
What show? You confalis?
Look, I just want you to understand that I'm totally sympathetic to the extremely intense power trip you're on. But...
Beat it, or should I say, mush!
Hey, weren't you once a tube switcher repairman?
Yeah, but they took out the whole tube system. It kept getting jammed. Not my fault. Now, finally, I am free to pursue my one true desire.
Elevator operation?
Yes.
What's that? What it was made for?
Johnny Thunder isn't gonna be happy about this.
Maybe Mr. Thunder needs to spend more money on wardrobe.
Johnny Thunder is...
Maybe Mr. Thunder needs to spend more money on wardrobe.
Oop.
I think he's doing army. I think that's his deal. He's doing like
Right. Yeah, no, I
Soldier
get
Boy.
it. Yeah, it's like Gomer Pyle. Yeah.
kind of like Gomer. Not Gomer. No, he's doing I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I mean, not Gomer
Yeah.
specifically himself, but that sort of world of humor, like T. Boone Pickens. No, not T. Boone Pickens, but T-Bone Pickens.
That's some of the most
Slim
visually...
Pickens. There we go. Now,
Oh, exactly.
like Slim Pickens in Doctor Strangelove.
Something strange is going on under that raincoat. Hey, what's going on under that raincoat?
I don't know. What's going on under that makeup? Agent Calavera?
You? Didn't Salvador chop you in half early this evening?
Yes, which has given me this glorious opportunity to serve the cause by gathering funds for the LSA while stealing from our arch enemy at the same time.
Nice. A one-armed bandit. Did I say that the last time I played this too?
What exactly are you doing with these slot machines?
I'll stick myself inside like a finger down the throat of Hector Limons himself, and I'll make the machine regurgitate the wealth it has devoured.
Yeah. Can you crack any machine?
None of these unholy temples is safe from the LSA. Mirror!
Can you crack any machine?
None of the mirror!
This game was so long and complex and had new characters in like the last act and stuff. and
Right.
I was like, how do we make so much complexity in in 3 years? I know it sounds like a long time to people who don't. A lot of it was that it was double through. It was like 6 years because we also worked all night. For 3
Right.
years.
That's true.
We worked all day and all night
That
for
is
3 years. It's
true.
like a 6-year project. And for the good of the games industry, we try not to do that anymore. And people thought when the game was going late, like it took longer than it was not. It was supposed to take like a year, not like 3 years.
Yes.
And people wanted to do it episodically. They're like, let's just release it episodically. But who knows what would happen if we had done that? Because it might not have made Act 2 or Act 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way things are changing at the company.
That's one dedicated soldier. This is where Hector rips off the people too poor to go upstairs. Hey, these work without money. Maybe Hector's not all that bad. Hey! Oh, you're kidding me. It only pays off if you bet? That's not fair. What's Chowchilla Charlie doing here in Hector's casino? I knew that suitcase full of counterfeit tickets wasn't his. I wonder if she's intrigued by my new jaw. Hola! No drinks for me, thanks. Buenos dias.
Back off, sleazeball, or my husband here will bust your jaw.
Yeah.
Hola. No drinks for me.
Alright, yeah, I wasn't there's anything else to talk to them about quite yet. Over here. Oops. Oh, looked out of the window. Oh, nothing around here. Hmm.
That's one dedicated soldier.
Maybe getting his arm back.
That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. That's no way to treat an agent of the LSA. No room for that. There can't be too much in here. I'd better save it. There can't be too much in here. I'd better save it.
Hmm.
Johnny Thunder isn't gonna be happy about this.
Maybe Mr. Thunder needs to spend more money on wardrobe.
I'm okay for now.
Hmm. I should go get your arm. Or put the coffee thing on the grinder, and the grinder thing on the coffee thing.
This coffee's already ground. I don't see any place to serve coffee
Maybe
here.
not.
This snowmaker is huge.
Oh, I think I know.
It's a bone chipper now. It's a bone chipper now.
Not so high!
The flakes of bone are sprouting when they hit the puddle and turning into baby tears.
Ooh, hey there.
Bowsley's probably in that well without something really helpful.
I wish you could move while also spraying it. Oops, nope. Meh. Not a fan of this part. I also don't remember this part.
The sprouting bone shows where Bowsley dripped the concentrate as he ran.
Oh, there we go. We're getting there. Finally.
Okay, I think I could follow the trail this way, but I need a little light.
Hey, what's that?
That must be the florist hideout.
No, not that. The thing coming at us.
Oh. It's a polyagonal thingamajigger. Polygonal gator guy. There we are. Oh, there we are.
There was a certain amount of improvisation the more towards the end of the game you got, the more the musicians improvise, and so sort of like
this sounds like
everything's
the Meadow kind of, isn't it?
It is. It's a little bit like that. In fact, I think it's a remix of some of the tracks I used in the Meadow, and they're sort of riffing on the Hector theme.
Wait, how are they? Where's the Hector theme in this?
The da 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 is part of
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, you're ripping this whole game wide open with this Hector conspiracy.
Yeah, it's what I do is hum the Hector theme to them before they would start jamming.
I don't really want to do that. That thing is ugly, and it's in my way. Yeah, you heard me. Hey, pink eye, come and get me. Not right now.
There we go. That's a great noise. You stay pinned there.
I really didn't like early 3D,
Yeah.
like 90s 3D, because I
Right.
always thought it looked like cardboard boxes that were taped together and that someone had dragged nylons over, you know? And that implies a lot more smooth skinning than actually existed. It was really like,
Right.
it was really, and then everything was painted on the outside, even things that should be modeled as an interior space, like ribs on a skeleton or something. Everything was painted on the outside.
Right.
And it looked ridiculous.
So it looked like everybody was wearing a Halloween costume anyway.
Yeah, and then I saw those paper mache skeletons where they painted the ribs on the outside, and I was like, this is perfect. This kind of folk art would actually look really good in 3D. There was a lot of pressure to get into 3D back then because it was seen as the future. I mean, obviously it was, because a lot of everything turned into 3D, but 2D is still a big money-making thing in games too.
Yep.
It's amazing how a little touch of human remains can brighten up a place. It's amazing how a little touch of human remains can brighten up a place.
Hector? Hector, is that you? You better back off, man. I mean it. I'm not feeling too rosy.
I'm picking up a lot of anxiety here.
I feel...
There's a character who shows up later on called the Florist, who is played by a great actor called Keith Sarabica, who I've worked with a lot over the years. And Keith, oftentimes when he auditions, the characters that the way he does his auditions, they're not usually safe choices that he makes. And the first time I came across him was he was auditioning for Boston Low, and he just, Boston Low's a space commander, and Keith was doing something very deep and dark and strange, and because his last name is Zarabica, it just sort of stuck in my head, and I used to always look forward to whatever audition Keith was going to throw our way, and they were always bizarre and never appropriate. And then when he auditioned for the Florist, who's insane because he, in the real world, is a florist and deals with flowers, which are beautiful things, but in the Grim Fandango world, it's death. He's gone crazy, and he's deranged, and Keith just nailed the part and was just brilliant. And it was at that moment that I realized, oh, he's actually a normal dude, and he can do all sorts of other things, but just his audition choices are different and unusual.
And then he says to me, "You'll get benefits! I need to... That's not helping! Plants don't kill.
At least he's got some of the bodies on ice.
Bodies on ice. Hector, is that you?
Oh.
You better back off, man.
Yeah, we used the sarangi, the Indian cello, to sort of make a reference to the hippies, I guess you'd say.
To who was the guy with the Beatles?
George Harrison was
No,
the.
the
Oh, you mean
guru- the guru they
the
hung out with.
guru, the Maharishi,
I love plants. Is that so wrong?
and
Plants are
also
beautiful.
Ravi Shankar was sort of
You
a
people, you think plants are dead?
friend of theirs.
Plants
musical
are
friend of
life.
theirs.
You're all
That's the
dead.
most gruesome window display I've ever seen.
That's a gruesome display.
That's the most gruesome window display
better
I've
back
ever
off, man.
seen.
I mean it. I'm not feeling too rosy. I feel. I'm thinking I better. Things are gonna change.
So, yeah, one of the things that I think people don't realize is it's not just pre-rendered art, but there's pre-rendered Z buffers
That's right.
through the whole thing. And
Yeah.
we thought that the pre-rendered Z buffers were just do all the work for us, and it turned out that if you look through the game data, the pre-rendered Z buffers, there's a lot of hand-painted pre-rendered Z buffers. We made a Z buffer editing tool, which was funky because it's 16-bit data, and you can't edit 16-bit data in an 8-bit monitor. So
Yeah.
you'll
It's
see.
It's grayscale. It looks like a ghost scene. It's like you look into like a foggy version of the world.
Yeah, so we did like a quantized 8-bit version of it, and you could paint into it, and people would just use like big boxes and find places there where he was clipping, or we didn't want him to clip. A lot of it was he was slightly behind something and he shouldn't have been. So you would like go into the edge of the sofa or something and just black it
Just
out.
black it out, yeah,
So
and
that
push
he
it,
would
push it.
pop in front of it.
Yep.
You haven't seen the meadow. You wanna take a walk in the meadow, punk?
Judging by the emblem, these cases are full of
And then he
Sproutella.
said, yeah, the good stuff too. None of that slow-acting fern food that I left for Hector. What's that? What are you doing? Are you crazy? Get back! Put your hands over your head. Put your head in your hands. Put your head in your lap. Fern food. I feel. I'm
Looks
thinking
like
I
a
better
big ball of tape screwed to the wall.
screw to the wall. I'm thinking I better. Things are gonna change around here. Yeah, man. Who do you think you're fooling? Hey, do you know what you just did? You just opened Pandora's box. You get out of here right now, or I'll let you have it.
Ooh, hold on.
Hey there, stranger. Can I help you?
I'm looking for something in a 9mm.
Oh, well, I have a very pretty bouquet of that right here. There you go. Would you like some baby's breath to go with that?
Sure.
All right, here you go. You have a great day now.
Oh. He just kind of drove out from there. I think I missed something. Where was the last time I saved? The docks? Ooh. I'm gonna save here. I mean, knowing what I need to do, I think I can get back there mostly easily. But it is starting to get a little late. Should be going to bed soon-ish, kinda. Now, I feel like I might have missed. I didn't think that was gonna switch me back. That is interesting, though. That's funny. Like, oh, can I just have this? Oh, yeah, here you go, man. Just because of the thing, just like he was walking into the florist shop. That's funny. Can I just walk back there?
I'm not going in there.
Dang, dude. Alright, so either I will check to see if there is actually something I can do there, we still have one last thing. Yeah, one last stream. It is getting a little late. But next time I will definitely be able to finish it. Probably tomorrow. If not sometime soon. So until then, thank you guys very much for joining me. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. I'm Rock Omega, and have a nice day. Later.